I am currently going through the worst Delta airline experience ever. So, I have a flight that originated in San Francisco International Airport with the final destination in Great Falls, Montana. So, I arrived in San Francisco International Airport, also known as SFO, at about 10 o'clock in the morning. And the our flight was the plane was late arriving, and we actually on board the plane very late. Um, and so I started getting a little concerned just before we started onboarding it. So I went to one of the Delta Airline stewardess or Delta Airline service representatives, and I said, "Hey, I'm starting to get a little concerned here because my connecting flight is going to be departing at such and such time, and my layover I only have so much time as my layover." So she looked at my ticket and she says, "Oh, there's no worries. You don't have to worry about anything because the according to the new delay that we have, you're still going to have 30 minutes for you to catch your next flight." So even though I was a little concerned, I trusted what she said, and I said, "Okay." And so I went on and got on the plane, and the actual boarding time for the flight was supposed to be at 7 o'clock p.m. Now, let me be a little bit more specific. Okay, the flight was supposed to be Delta Airline flight number 1574, departing San Francisco International Airport, and the connecting flight was supposed to be Delta Airline number 3778. And with the final connecting through the Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport, final destination Great Falls, Montana. So the boarding time at the connecting location is 7 o'clock p.m. Well, as I was flying in the air after leaving from a delay from San Francisco Airport, I looked at my time and realized, oh my gosh, local time is now 7:15. Now, if the boarding time at the connecting area, in Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport is at 7 o'clock p.m., then I'm definitely going to be late. So the plane lands finally in Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport, and obviously uh, my flight took off already without me to Great Falls, Montana. So I'm like, okay, great. That's really sucks. That's too bad. Because my original time of arriving in Great Falls, Montana was going to be 9:30 p.m. So then I spoke to another Delta representative saying, guys, I missed my flight. It was not my fault. It was a delay from me getting on. And I had false information coming in from stewardess and from a Delta representatives when I tried to, decide what I was going to do before even getting on the first plane. And so this other representatives at the Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport, she had an attitude. She had very little patience with me. She didn't really care to listen to my story, and she had very little care. She was merciless, and her response to me was, "Here's your new flight, and they will be departing tomorrow at a little bit after 8 o'clock p.m., closer to 9 o'clock. I mean, a little bit after 8 o'clock a.m., closer towards 9 a.m. And it will also have a connecting flight going into Salt Lake City." And she told me that it will be arriving in Great Falls, Montana around 1 o'clock p.m. So now I was in a situation where now I'm in a situation where I was supposed to be arriving in Montana at 9:30 p.m. And instead I'm arriving there the next day at 1 o'clock p.m. And on top of that, they didn't do anything to help me out when it comes to where I was going to be staying at. So now I'm here at the airport. I'm the only person here. Okay. The only person here, as you can see. Nobody around. All right. No here. Nobody at all. Okay. And if you, that's very unfortunate. Um, so yeah, I'm here all night. You can see what time it is. 1:46 a.m. So that means I have what, 7 more hours left? Yeah. So yeah, this really sucks. And this is Delta for you. No compensation. I heard nothing about compensation. I heard nothing about reimbursement. Um, saying, hey, too bad. You're just going to have to stay here overnight at the airport uh, by myself, apparently. There's no other human in sight. So there you go.